Hello everybody. Can I start by officially welcoming you as new Year 7 parents? The last time we spoke was in July, where we did the transition Zoom meeting. We decided this time that we would go for a video meeting so that you had a chance to stop, pause, I say quite a lot and talk quite quickly, and get a chance to rewind, because there's quite a lot of information that we're going to give you that we would normally give you face to face at a parents meeting. Secondly, last week your children were awesome. I wrote that in my letter to you last week, but they really did start very, very well. They were very settled, very mature, and they've coped with the situation that we're in superbly. So I can't thank you enough for the work that you've done. So what we're going to do is, there's a variety of people who are going to talk to you today about a number of different things that we need you to set up. But the first thing we're going to do is, I thought we'd be able to give you an opportunity to see how we're working as a site at the moment, and I'm going to take you around that site. So in the morning, the children, the vast majority of them, come through the gate here. Some come across there, depending on where their bus stops or where they get dropped off, and we ask them to sanitise. We avoid queues, etc., because we have 6 sanitising stations. The foot pump one here, there's another foot pump one just behind me, and then these 4 here are spread out and the children walk through. So they can sanitise as they come through. We then ask them to go through here and go straight down to form period, so we don't have children hanging around on the yard and on the corridors. Some will go into the Glasburn building here on the left, others will go straight down past the Bronte building and turn right, and if they're up in the Airedale building they'll have to go up left. If they're in the 6th form, they'll go through to the 6th form centre. We'll just wander down here. Okay, at this point here we operate pretty much a clockwise one-way system. If you see that that's 12 o'clock. So all the students will go up here. If they're in the music block at Hebden, they'll turn right there. If they're in Eastbourne at the top, they go up the steps, and if they're in the Airedale building, they'll bear right and then left to go that way. And again, as I said earlier, if they're in the Bronte building, they'll go down through there, and then for the Craven building, they'll go through here. So we're basically operating a clockwise system. So from Eastbourne, they'll go through there and exit out the top and go around the Sunshine Studio. And again, if they come out of the Hebden building, they come out of here and they turn right to go up here always. And as we come around the corner here, students in Hebden can cut across at the diagonal there to go down and then turn right around the Bronte building again. If they're in this building, which is the Airedale building, they come along here and they'll turn right again down there, up the stairs for the Sunshine Studio. Students coming out of Eastbourne will come out of the doors there around the Sunshine Studio, and then we'll go straight down here, and you can see where the arrows branch right and branch left there. So they'll come in here, and you can see on the doors there's signs everywhere telling the students where to enter and where to exit. If they're in this part of the building, they'll enter through here and go up the staircase. If they're in the other half of the building, they'll enter through here. So at this point, anyone who's coming out of the Eastbourne building will have come round the Sunshine Studio. Children in the Sunshine Studio will come here, they'll go through here. Now this might seem a bit strange, but we make them enter through here so that we don't have a pinch point there. They'll go through the building, around, and then through the link. So all students who have been taught in the Airedale Hall will come out through this door and come down here. As you can see, we have the signs here telling them exactly where to go. So if they want the Bronte, the Craven, the Dales or the Fells, this is the way they have to go. At this point here, the students will come down this pathway and go all the way down to the bottom. You can see the sports hall at the end. They would go straight to there, left into the Fells as they go past, and then right at the Bronte building to go back towards where we started, or to go into the Bronte building itself. So if we look back up at the Airedale building, that's where Year 10 and 11 have their social times, and on the far side where the Sunshine Studio is, where they can sit outside if it's nice. If we come back across here, this is normally the Year 9 outdoor area. This is being used by 7, 8 and 9, but at staggered times for breaks and dinner times. They're also using through here, again this is the one-way system through here. They can't enter the Bronte building there, that's the exit of the Bronte building. And children are sat around here. When they come down from their lessons here, they can turn right. This is two-way because we have a very wide area here. So students can be coming out of 6th form there to come this way, or they can be going that way up to go to Bronte or back up to the Airedale building. So we're keeping the flow moving. This here is the only entry into the Craven building. In the past, students would have been able to go around to the right here to the link. That's one way, so there's no entry that way. So children will come in through here and then they will follow the corridors round, following the arrows and the signs for various different parts. If they go in through there and needed the Airedale building, they have to go all the way around the one-way system, come back up here, turn left, then right up to the top. So in here, this is normally the Year 9 social area, but this is being used by 7, 8 and 9 at their stagger breaks and dinner times. So if it's not really nice outside, they can sit in here. Just scroll around, please, miss. Thank you. And we can see the areas that they can sit, and we keep them as socially distanced as possible as we go through. They then come down here. All students in year 7, 8 and 9 are using these toilets during their social times. Follow down through here. And as you can see up above the top, no exit, one way to the right. So students will be coming up there. The students coming up here can turn left to go that way, back into the Craven building across that side, or they can turn right to go round and back up to the Airedale hall. And we follow around here. Normally at this stage I'd be wearing a mask because I'm on the corridors, but the corridors are empty and the children are all in lessons. So if they're upstairs in science, they go left here. If they're having their lunch in the Craven hall, they go down here. And then back out the top end there to follow the one-way system round. And we follow down here and you can see there's signs all the way along showing you where to go. And my office down there if they need to come and see me, and the year office just round the corner. At this point here, having come down from the Craven hall, there are a number of directions, geography through there, you'll see them split, technology over there, and if they go to those areas, they're let outside from the outside of their classrooms, which I'll show you. If they have lessons, they'll go through here, and then when they're in these classrooms, they all open to the outside and they'll go outside the building. Hopefully that's given you a clear idea of your child's experience during the school day and why we're so proud of what they've been doing, because it's a big thing for them. I've been here 22 years and trying to remember some of the one-way systems is quite difficult, and the kids have been awesome. So when they arrive, they go straight into a classroom. You'll also notice that all the doors leading into the building have been propped open, so we're keeping an airflow. Shortly, you'll be hearing from a number of staff. Firstly, you're going to hear from Mr. Cunliffe next, who's going to talk to you about life in Year 7. Then Miss Howe is going to have a quick chat with you about Accelerated Reader. Mr. Bell is going to talk to you about class charts. And Mr. Daly is going to talk to you about School Gateway, which is our communications app, and the Bring Your Own Device scheme, because I'm sure you'll realise how important electronic devices have become to the running of schools in the current pandemic situation. And I'll speak to you again at the end. Thanks very much.
Hello and welcome to my part of the presentation. It's a first for me. I'm stood in the Pinnacle Suite delivering a presentation to a camera rather than interacting with you guys, which would have been lovely to do. But unfortunately there's another one of those things that's been spoilt by this whole situation we find ourselves in. We'll go through what I've shared with the students so far, and then talk a little bit about the journey that we're on and where we're going to end up, and a little bit of how we're going to get there. So I started with this last week, is my first assembly to the students, and left them with that little quote. And that quote sticks with me because that's what I've been told a couple of times in my career, and that one chance to make a first impression. And I'm hoping that that's what they're going to be doing, and that's what they have been doing. Because as I looked at my computer this morning, we had over 4,000 merits, so it's averaging 4 or 5 merits per student in the year group, which is a fantastic start to their South Craven careers. I also shared them this picture. It's not my picture, I pinched it off the internet, but I thought it sort of showed what we're up to and where we are at the start of that journey of getting up to where we need to be when we leave school in 5 years' time. Now that journey, it does look daunting, and I did say that to the students, and a lot of them will be nervous. There's quite a few of them that are really ready for it and ready to go, but then they are, and they're all coming from different experiences, different backgrounds, different lockdown, different COVID scenarios, and so far, I like to say I'm very impressed. So, never too early to look at the bigger picture. So we've all come in here at Year 7 on our journey, and ultimately in 2026 they'll leave us to go somewhere else, whether it be college, sixth form, or onto an apprenticeship or employment. But that's the journey we're on. and that's what we're aiming for. Now that journey, it might look different for everybody, so we're all coming in on different points, and we all leave on different points, but at different periods of time, we'll have success. They might find themselves in a little bit of a pit, but ultimately they'll get to where they want to go, and they'll get to where they deserve to go with the work that they put in. The team around them, obviously I'm here as the head of year. I'm going to be with them for 5 years. We've got Mrs. Nutt at the minute, who most of you know or have spoken to. We've got a fantastic team of form tutors. So we're very lucky to have some of those guys. And ultimately, we've got Mr. Hughes, who's in charge of us and looking after us for the next 3 years. On our journey, we'll keep coming back to this, which is the South Craven learner. So these are 9 traits that we hope to instill into the students that is going to help them prepare for the world. Focusing this half term then, because we are new and it's very different, as we said. But these are the 3 South Craven learner traits that I've asked the students to focus on this half term. The top one, be reliable and respectful. That's to the members of staff in front of them, but also to their peers, because that's very important. Because it's very different, again, like I've said, for everybody. People who need help at different times. So hoping that they look after each other and they work with the members of staff. The next 2 is just about getting stuck into South Craven School. So I want them to be curious in their learning. I want them to be curious about what's on offer, different learning styles, different teachers, different environment. Go and explore and have some fun with it. But the bottom one is that never giving up, because it is new, because they're going to come into some tricky situations. I don't want them to stop. I don't want them to stop at the first hurdle. I want them to carry on going, make mistakes, enjoy making mistakes and learning from them, and getting stuck into what they need to do. The reason for that is this one, and this would be an assembly I'd deliver to them in the first sort of half term, because the world is very different, and it's going to be different by the time they leave in 2026. Now I was looking back at my year 7 photos, and I was thinking about what were I doing then. I didn't have a mobile phone, I didn't have a smartwatch, and I barely had a computer. And now we're looking around, we've got driverless cars, we've got the iPad scheme that's going to be launched later on, and a few of the students are wearing the smartwatches, so they're getting around the no phone rule by having the phone in the bag and playing on their watches, but we'll talk to them about that. So the world is very different, and in 6 years' time, the world will be even more different. It'll evolve, it'll change. So using the South Craven learner, hopefully we're going to prepare the students for a world where jobs don't exist yet. And that's where I'm going to leave you. Courage, inquiry, growth. I'm hoping the students embrace it. I'm hoping you guys embrace it at home and support us in that journey. Any issues, any problems, j.conliffe, that's me at southcravenschool.org, or Mrs. Nutt, or the form tutors.
Hello, I'm Miss Howe. I'm here to talk about Accelerated Reader and how we use it at South Craven. We believe passionately in the power of reading at South Craven, and we do all that we can to develop it in transition. Reading is essential to academic success across all subjects, but it's also really important for our mental health and allows us to enter other worlds, learn about other people, other places and other cultures. Reading improvement, like all skills, is about regular practice. If you stop reading, your reading skills will stop progressing, and we do all we can throughout year 7 and 8 to help make progress in reading. What is Accelerated Reader? Accelerated Reader is a computer programme, and we use it here to motivate students to read, monitor their progress and reward them for doing so. Accelerated Reader also ensures that students read the right book for their ability. So instead of a student choosing a book that's too difficult for them or a book that's far too easy for them, it makes sure that they're reading something that's suitable. It also checks their understanding of a book that they've read and promotes and encourages regular reading practice. The Accelerated Reader process. We always start with a STAR test, and students will take a STAR test in the week beginning 21st of September. It's not a test that they can pass or fail, it simply generates a reading age and a book level, so it's nothing for them to worry about. Now the book level means that students can then select an appropriate book, and this book can be from the LRC, where books are colour-coded to correspond with levels, or they can choose a book from home, and you can check the level of a book on a website that I'm going to talk about a bit later. Once they've got a book that's appropriate for their reading age, they then read. They can read in English lessons, they can read in tutor time, but they can also read at home too, and we really recommend that students try and reach that 30-minute a day target at home. Anything above that is fantastic. Once they've finished their book, they'll take a quiz. They can quiz in English lessons, they might get time to quiz in tutor time, but they can take quizzes at home as well. And English teachers again will show students how to take a quiz on the Accelerated Reader website. So this is an ongoing cycle. Once they've read a book, they'll quiz, they'll go back to the LRC or home, take a new book out, read it and quiz again. They don't have to quiz a certain amount of times or read a certain amount of books in Year 7, but once they've taken their STAR test, each student will get a personal target and they'll have to reach 100% by the end of the year, or the aim is for them to reach 100% by the end of the year. Hopefully, with the reading and with the quizzing comes improvement. As anything, with practice, reading improves, and in January, students will do another STAR test and then they'll be able to see their progress. We'll also reward students for reading too. So we'll send certificates home. They'll receive certificates for passing 10 quizzes, 15 quizzes, and we'll also have a race to find our first word millionaire. Every quiz that a student takes is recorded on Accelerated Reader and we'll monitor the words that students read. So hopefully one student will read 1 million words by the end of Year 7 and we might even get some word multimillionaires by the end of the year. You can check your child's progress at home. You need to look out for an email about Renaissance Home Connect by the end of this week. Renaissance Home Connect improves the school-to-home connection by allowing parents and students to log into a website and view the students' reading practice and their progress towards their goals. I'll also send home a parent's guide to Accelerated Reader, which should provide you with plenty of information about the programme and how you can best use it at home to support your child's reading progress. Some key websites. Love Reading for Kids is a brilliant website. There are thousands of book recommendations on there and you can filter them by an age range or you can filter them by genre as well. So if your child loves reading sci-fi books, you can find a whole range of recommendations. Renaissance Accelerated Reader Book Finder is brilliant as well because you can search for a book and you can see the reading age and the book level too. If you have any questions, please email me at b.how@southcraven.org. Thank you so much for listening and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the video.
Hi, my name is Mr Bell. I'm Assistant Head in charge of Behaviour and Attendance at South Craven School. I'm also the SLT link for SEN and Inclusion. I wanted to have the opportunity to talk to you on this video because I wanted to tell you about Class Charts. Class Charts is our portal for reporting and recording behaviour and homework at South Craven School. There are 3 different aspects to Class Charts. One is a teacher profile, which enables our teachers to do seating plans. It enables them to interrogate data and make sure that our seating plans are optimised and that we have minimum disruption in lessons. Then there is a student app, and that student app enables students to see their timetable, to know where they are around school. It enables us to drop them messages about those classes if we need to. It enables them to see in real time the behaviour and sanctions and the rewards that they are getting, and it also enables them to see the homework that's due. The parent app will be sent to you within the next couple of weeks. This system is all new to us, so we are still embedding at the moment with our staff and doing some initial staff training, and we're also helping the students to use the app better. Once that's all up and running and we're confident with things, we will then share out with you the parent app details. Obviously, we will try and time this as well with the delivery of the iPads, because it's only then that the Year 7 students will be getting their homework on the iPad and that they'll be able to view on a regular basis any information coming through their Class Charts app. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about why we made these changes and that we'd implemented this new system. It was really a response to some behaviour work that we did last year, which included a parental focus group. And there were a couple of things that they said that really resonated with me during this development. One was that they felt that often our students who get it right all the time every day and receive lots of rewards sometimes go a little bit unsung. There are moments that we have through the year and there are particular tipping points that will mean that there is recognition. But we wanted something that made much more visibility, and this system enables that to happen and makes it much more clear who is doing the business every day for us, which is fantastic. The other thing that parents particularly discussed was that both in terms of positive comments and negative comments, sometimes they felt that both the students and themselves as parents didn't have full details around why those points had been given. So Class Charts enables us to populate much more easily information for you which is available. We may not launch all that information on the launch of the app itself, but it will be coming. We've just got to make sure that we're QAing that correctly, quality assuring it, and that we are comfortable that it's recognising our students correctly. So we will be developing the app further from your perspective, but certainly in the first instance you will be able to see the homework there that's been set for your child, and you should also be able to see a rough idea of their behaviour points and their reward points. Longer term, we may well also have the attendance linked to this as well, and you will be receiving information on attendance through the app as well. What do you need to know? Well, you need to know how to log in. It's a very straightforward process. At the point that we launch the app to you, you will be able to get the app yourself, the parent version of the app, from the App Store or Google Play. We will send you a code which links specifically to a child in the school, and then you get to register your email address against your child, and you can add the child with their date of birth. If you've got multiple children in the school, you can add multiple children, again using their date of birth there. Before we send anything out to you in terms of how you can log on, we will send you a user guide, which will be a PDF version of a document that will tell you everything that you need to know about it. If you've got any questions in the meantime, please direct them to me, either at school, give me a call, or drop me an email. My email address is c.bell@southcraven.org. Just before we go, I wanted just to give you a brief view of what it might look like. Now, this is on a PC rather than on an app, and it is also the website that is a demo website given to me by the company. It's not any of our students, there's no GDPR issues with this, but you can see from the app here that there is information flow on a regular basis, and it's a very simple interface to use. I don't think there'll be any issues, but if there are, please let me know, and I look forward to talking to you either on Class Charts or other matters very soon. Thank you very much.
Hello, this is Martin Daly. I'm going to talk to you about our school iPad donation scheme and, of course, bring your own device. The introduction of teaching iPads and bring your own devices in the classroom has made a huge impact in transforming learning. South Craven School adopts a blended learning approach that retains all the effective elements of traditional teacher-led classroom instruction, with a focus upon written work, literacy, numeracy, and it also weaves in digital technologies, bring your own devices, and lots of collaborative learning. Our virtual learning environments provide students with access to learning resources both before, during, and after the lesson. Our vision for e-learning, we like digital access for all. Unlike when perhaps we were at school, we'd like all our students to have access to a tablet-style device, not a smartphone, so that we can extend learning beyond the classroom. Essentially, what we would like is all our new students to have iPads or an iPad similar device, and we aim to roll those out to new students before the October half term. Your options are either to join our school iPad donation scheme, which is open to all students whether you're in year 7 through to year 13, or you could bring your own suitable device to school under our bring your own device system. A little bit about our iPad donation scheme. In summary, it is a not-for-profit donation scheme, which means it's not a purchase scheme or a lease scheme. Essentially, the school buys the iPad, it remains the property of South Craven School. We take a security deposit, that's a requirement which we take via parent pay at the start, and then we ask for a monthly donation via direct debit to our partner charity, the Learning Foundation. The term is normally over 36 months, and we ask for £10 per month. Details about how to set up that direct debit is available on our school website, and I'll come back to how to do that later. But if you choose to join our iPad donation scheme, in order to make it sustainable, we ask that where possible, if you qualify for gift aid, please tick the gift aid box, because that will make a huge difference to the scheme. At the end of the scheme, you can either return the iPad back to the school and we will return your deposit, that's assuming that it's in good order and there's been no insurance claim, or you could pay the market value and choose to take ownership of the device, and we find that lots of families wish to do that. The iPad, it will be a full-size iPad with a protective case, and it will be preloaded with some apps and will give your child guidance and support for setting it up and caring for the iPad. The school fund will cover many of the other costs, and the iPad will be covered against theft and accidental damage only. We do provide a limited amount of cover, but again, all the details will be on our school website. So the decision is yours. I hope that if you haven't already got a tablet style device, you would choose to join our iPad donation scheme. Of course, you may choose, and we do have a very limited number of families that wish to opt out. If you choose to do that, please can you give me a call or make contact and let me try and persuade you, because students that don't have a device in school, we try and support them as best we can, but we will find that they'll need to share resources in class. In order to get the scheme moving quickly, I'm going to ask you, if you're going to join the school iPad scheme, we will need every parent in Year 7 to complete the opt-in form. We'd like you to tell us whether your child is going to bring their own device or whether you wish to join the school iPad donation scheme. We'd like your responses to this by 3:10 on the 21st of September. All the details, as I've said, are on the website, and all the various links will be there for you as well. So, as I've said, the decision is yours, and I do hope that you will enable your child to have a device.
The Learning Foundation is a national education charity that's been helping children since 2001. It's been proved that using technology can help children learn better and improve their results. Children often use technology in school, but only some do at home. However, we believe all children ought to have the same opportunity to learn at home, so they all need access to the right technology. That's why we've been running programs in schools like yours up and down the country, to get every child the access they deserve. We also believe that parents have a crucial role to play in providing home access, working alongside the school. This is why we're supporting your school's program. The programs we run with schools like yours are based on equity of access. That means that everyone has the same opportunity to take part, and no one is left out because of their financial circumstances. We believe all the children should be able to take the computers home, so that they can work independently, share with you what they're doing, and get help with their homework through the internet. There's no point in doing this for a few months or a year or two. It has to be sustainable, so that future children can benefit. To make this work, it needs to be a continuing program year on year, which means some funding by parental voluntary donations. What does the Learning Foundation do?
Well, as we've done this lots of times before, we can help schools to get their program up and running, as we know what's likely to work or cause a program to fizzle out and die. We know it can be a hassle for schools to regularly collect voluntary donations from parents, so we provide a service that can do this for them. We call it the Donation Management Service, or DMS for short. We need as many parents as possible to regularly make donations. That way the program will happen and keep on going for years to come. Your school might suggest a voluntary donation amount, but as it is voluntary, it's up to you. Because you give a donation and not a payment, we can claim gift aid if you're a taxpayer. This is then extra money that goes into the program. No one is excluded due to their financial circumstances. If you really do not want to take part, you can opt out of the program. To summarize then, you are not paying for a computer. You are donating to a program that gives every child the same access to e-learning resources, and that's why we can claim gift aid.
Although the kit is owned by the school, often at the end of the programme, the school will make the devices available at a price linked to the market value, in line with the taxman's rules. This is a great opportunity to help your child and the learning they do at home. Please support this programme. Thank you.
Something for you now, just to finish off. I'd like to just talk to you very briefly about two of our parents apps. We have got two apps which you can download free from your app store. One's called School Gateway and the other one is Class Charts. Our main means of communication with you as a parent is through Sims School Comms. You may well have already, and I'm sure you have, received an email from us via School Comms. You can download the School Comms app, which is called School Gateway, from your app store. However, in order to have access to your child's details, it will need to match up the details that we currently hold on our system for you as a parent. It will check three things: your name, your email and your mobile number. If those three pieces of data match up, it will send you a PIN number to verify. And with that app, you'll be able to review your child's behaviour, attendance, you'll be able to see their timetable, and also later on, when we've done student progress monitoring reports, you'll be able to have access to all their reports to your tablet or your smartphone. It is an app that only works on mobile devices, it's not got a desktop version. If you need any further support on setting up School Gateway, please don't hesitate to contact us at school through the dedicated email itsupport@southcraven.org. Thank you very much, and I do hope that you take the opportunities to both join the school iPad donation scheme and also the parents apps.
Finally, back to the beginning, and we finished this presentation. So just to sum up, I hope you got all the information you need. Please use the school website, it's very informative, lots of information on there. Sign up to social media in terms of Twitter and Facebook, where we do a lot of our announcements. Mr. Bell would like you to sign into Class Charts as soon as we sent out the login details. Mr. Daly would like you to download the Gateway app so that we can communicate with you effectively. And the most important thing out of all of it is the Bring Your Own Device scheme. We'd like you to go through that process as soon as you possibly can. Mr. Daly will have given you the deadlines so that we can get the students their devices, because that's how we're setting work at the moment. Have a good evening, take care, bye-bye.